over time, the court has, as Supreme Court especially, has tried to ensure that courts, no longer interferes in the outcome of elections on grounds of flimsy excuses and issues like this. So if you look at this case, it was almost on all fours with the PDP case, the APC petition in Osun that the PDP won. And so the PDP is disputing the election in about 730-something polling units, and only called about 16 witnesses or so. And the courts, certainly over time had consistently ruled on substantiality. The first question, an everyday layman would ask, how substantial is 19 witnesses for 730-something polling units where you're alleging irregularity? And then secondly, the issue of reconciling evidence, hearsay and direct evidence when you dispute election result, because there's presumption of regularity in favor of INEC once election results are announced. So once you dispute election result, who's the best witness to call? Is it collation officer or the polling unit agents? And the court also had heard consistently that a direct witness, direct testimony of a witness who was at the polling unit where the voting took place, is more credible than somebody who was informed at the collation center. Okay. So that's one. And then lastly, is the issue of the BVAS machine. Consistently also, the Supreme Court had ruled, also I referred to so many cases, and I can point you to Osun, that where there are discrepancies or where there are allegations of discrepancies between the number of votes recorded at the polling unit and the number of votes recorded at the collation center, and that the primary source of evidence to refer to is the BVAS machine. And who is to tender them? The man who was present at the polling unit. And those BVAS machines will be examined in open court to show that truly there were discrepancies. But all of that, failure to do all of that is fatal to any petition tribunal. And all of these records, all of these hurdles are set to ensure that elections are not upturned on flimsy excuses. Now,
Liborous, as a lawyer, I want you to please put your lawyer hat on here and help us with this. According to leaked documents, Justice Kpochi and Yusuf ruled in favor of Governor Okpebholo, while Justice Adewale dissented allegedly. What's your take on this?
So I didn't get that question.
I said I had asked you that regarding or in reference to leaked documents that we saw, Justice Kpochi and Yusuf ruled in favor of Governor Okpebholo, while Justice Adewale dissented allegedly. And I'm asking what you make of this situation.
I will not be commenting on documents that somebody just sat down somewhere and cooked up, and threw in the social media. When I saw those documents, the first question I asked myself was, these are not the way judgment at the tribunals are written. I have been, and without being self-egoistic, I've been handling election petitions since 2003. And in every election cycle since then, I have participated in one election tribunal or the other. And I told myself, this cannot be coming from a court. Even if you want to say maybe a typist leaked the judgment, this is not the way election results are, election petition judgments are written. And then also, maybe, some mischief makers were trying to look at, because like I said, the case is almost on all fours with that of Osun. And then so, in Osun Tribunal, it was 2 against 1. And so they were probably trying to look at it from that perspective also, that maybe it might likely go that way. But unfortunately today, at the Edo State Election Tribunal, it was a unanimous decision from the 3 members, so there was no dissenting. So certainly I would not want to, begin to comment on documents flying on social media that do not even relate to what eventually transpired in court today.
All right, so you're attributing this mischief. Well, Liborous, I do have other questions, but unfortunately we are out of time. I'd have to just thank you, and hopefully maybe next time we get more time to ask you these critical questions I've got for you. Thank you, Liborous.
My pleasure.